Guys, welcome back to the Goat Shed Sports Podcast. As always, I'm Nick Connect. Alongside me is the dangerous Jacob Bowles. And Jacob, it is not Sunday. What is happening?
It is our first ever emergency podcast. So many of you probably have heard by now, but the big news, the NBA is back.
Basketball is back, baby. We said on the last pod, once this was officially and they came out with a plan, we'd emergency pod on it. And today it was voted and accepted, and now we're here. It's back,
It was
baby.
it was near unanimous. It was 29-1 on the voting. That one team, Nick, do you know who they were?
Oh, God, was the Knicks?
It was not the Knicks. It was the Portland Trailblazers.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. Something you really wouldn't think about, but yeah. So I mean, obviously everybody was then wanting to come back and do the season and finish it out, but I'm excited to talk about how it's gonna work, how it's gonna come back.
It's gonna be. I'm excited because I was worried that it was gonna feel really gimmicky, but like it feels like not only will this be a good playoffs, but with some of the stuff that they've talked about, it could be like a really fun and like refreshing spin to it.
Oh yeah, I mean it's something we've never seen before. This is unique. You never see this in sports, but you gotta adjust around what's been happening this whole year. So it's good that they finally decided on how it's gonna go down. We already kind of knew where it was gonna happen.
Mhm.
It's gonna be in Florida, in Orlando, at Disney. So yeah, so they're taking 22 teams down to Orlando starting July 31st. So
Oh.
we got progress. We're finally getting it back after all this time, after 2+ months.
And I'm so happy when I first saw the 22 team proposal, I thought they were going to make it like an even split with West and
Yep.
East. And I was like, I was going to be so just like disappointed if the Charlotte Hornets or like the Chicago Bulls had a chance to fight for the playoffs when they're terrible. But
When
like,
they're not even close
I
yet.
like what they did and how they did it. So we have 13 Western Conference teams and 9 Eastern Conference teams. So we have the normal 8 playoff teams in the West, and then what was added in is the Pelicans, the Kings, the Spurs, and the Suns, and then one team from the East that was not in the original playoff sprout was the Wizards, who I guess they're just there so the East doesn't feel too left out.
You got to give them one last shot, I guess. You got to give an East team someone, yeah. But yeah, so 6 teams going down. They're going to be doing a 8-game regular season to kind of get the seeding figured out again and get this whole who's going to make it from the outside of the pack
Mhm.
kind of thing going. So basically how this kind of works. So like after the 8 games, if the 8th seed is 4 or more games ahead of any other team, so like the Wizards would have to be within 4 games, and then any of the Western Conference teams would have to be within 4 games for them to go to a what they call play-in tournament, which is really just a 1v1, I guess, to get back in
Yeah.
between teams.
Yeah.
And at that point, the number 8 seed would have to only win 1 game, while the other who made it into the play-in would have to win 2 games. So it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, so basically the teams that are not in the playoffs right now would have to do double elimination to be able to make it into the playoffs, where the benefit is to the Grizzlies for already being that 8th spot before the season got shut down is they only have to win once.
Yeah. So, I mean, as of right now in the standings, the Grizzlies are 3.5 games up on most of the other teams, 3 of them, in fact. And then the Wizards are
Like
5.5 games back.
5 out from the Nets, right? 5.5
Yeah,
out from the Nets.
5.5. So from the Magic, yeah,
Oh, man, my bad.
yeah. So I mean, I like it. I think it's definitely a cool way to go about the what if these teams had the extra games to do it, and I think it's one of the best ways they can kind of
I
go
think it
about
was.
it.
I mean, I thought at first, and the big worry with me is when I first saw that 22 teams were going to be invited before like everything was finalized, voted on, and released. I was so worried that it was going to be legit 22 team playoffs. But this is
Oh,
looking
yeah.
like that it's just going to be a night. It's going to be a normal 16 team playoff, but with the fun little play-in tournament, like that March Madness style of thrill will be incorporated with the NBA playoffs.
Yeah, so I mean, it's pretty much just like a normal playoffs after the fact, but this whole kind of this whole play-in thing, 22 teams and just a straight going at it like one play in 11.
Mm.
That definitely would not have worked for me in any way.
No, like it
Yeah.
just, and then especially because they would have had to make it even in the East, and then there would have been East teams that came into this season playing for lotto balls. It's like there's
Yeah.
teams in the East that coming into the season they knew they weren't making the playoffs. They knew they were playing for lottery balls, and it's like, oh, you're in the playoffs here, have a shot, get swept by Giannis.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just pretty much just giving them a first round bye again at that point
Mm-hmm.
for like the Lakers and the Bucks, but yeah, and like you definitely couldn't split it 11-11 per conference because the Kings are only a half a game ahead of the Spurs, and that would kind of be a wrongful doing to the San Antonio Spurs for the season.
Yeah, for sure.
And I mean, I guess even the Suns still had a shot, so
Yeah.
gotta get them in there still.
Now imagine if like Devin Booker just becomes like he unleashes his inner like Mamba or something like that, and Devin Booker takes the Suns to the finals.
To the finals? Oh, I was expecting playoffs. Oh wow, okay, very ambitious. But I mean, hey, if he decides to,
Hey, I'm calling it now.
pull
Suns
something like
versus
that,
Suns versus Wizards in the finals. Orlando
I'd
edition.
watch that.
Oh my god, it'd just be Bradley Beal and Devin Booker trading baskets.
And then it'd be like
Neither of their
the
teams
one
play
or two role
defense.
players just trying to do something.
Oh man.
Oh, it'd be a bad thing to
No.
watch.
If my Miami Heat can't find a way to get into the finals, God, I hope and I pray that LeBron James gets himself a ring here.
Oh, I was so happy when I saw it because for a quick period of time there, I thought LeBron was not going to get a chance to even compete for a ring this year.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna be upset, but it's good.
This is good.
I think it's because like this season, like we talked about in a couple of podcasts,
It was going to be the
it
season.
was going to be the season. I mean, every single team has a chance to compete.
There was no
for the
super
title.
teams. It wasn't like since like 2010 you knew who was going to be the finals, except for like, I guess like, the Thunder and the Mavericks made it, yes, but you knew it was going to be the Heat, and then you knew it was going to be Heat and Spurs, and then you knew it was going to be Cavs and Warriors, and then once LeBron left, you knew it was going to be the Warriors and whoever. And you're like, oh, the Warriors are going to win, even though the Raptors did win last year. No one saw that coming, but that was if the Warriors never got injured, the Raptors would have been swept.
Yeah, easily. I mean, everybody.
So it's his first year. There's no Warriors in the playoffs. Like, oh, it's just what's going to happen. And I thought it was going to be like ripped away. Like the battle for LA, everyone wants to see that in the conference finals. Everyone wants to see if any East team can step up to the plate and beat the Bucks, and everyone wants to see how Giannis will play in the finals if he's able to get there.
If he's get there, guys. I mean, like in the past, Giannis hasn't really been the best playoff performer.
Imagine how crazy it would be if Giannis gets his ring. Like this early into the season with really not a. I guess like the Bucks have a good team, but it's like they wouldn't be a good team without Giannis. They just have a good team made for Giannis with just 3 and D players.
Yeah.
Like name one person in their starting lineup that's not a 3-point shooter.
I mean, yeah, even Brook Lopez can shoot threes.
Brook Lopez is probably their best 3-point shooter.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, at this point, I mean, Chris Middleton's
got a strap. I mean, he had a couple of 50-point games when Giannis sat out. I mean, he's good. He's a good. I don't think I would ever want Chris Middleton being the best player on my team, but I think he's damn good for being the second best to third best player.
Yeah, I mean, he made an All-Star appearance. He's definitely proven he's got what it takes to do what he needs to do. Be that player who's second on the Bucks right there. Because I mean, after that, you're kind of losing star power.
Yeah, you got Eric Bledsoe, who had a pretty good year this year, but other than that, it's just a bunch of 3-and-D players. You got Wesley Matthews, who's just a tremendous 3-and-D player. You got Kyle Korver, who's obviously not a 3-and-D player, being an old white guy, but he can still hit. You got, who else is on that team? Dante DiVincenzo from Villanova.
The redhead guy, yeah.
Yeah, Brook Lopez. Robin Lopez, not a good 3-point shooter as his brother, but a really good defender.
Yeah.
Who else is on that team? You got the other Antetokounmpo brother.
Oh yeah,
I don't think he plays. Is it Thanos or Kostas? I think it's Thanos. Kostas is the Lakers like D League player, right? Or is he on their roster?
He's on both.
Nice,
he's like the 2-way player, one of those contracts.
Yeah. So it's gonna be really interesting. Like I mean, and we still like I mean, even though like the West is obviously the more powerhouse team, there's still I mean like Kemba Walker and Jason Tatum is a problem. They could win a finals easily. I still
That
really
Raptors team is
that
still
Raptors team is a problem as long as Pascal can go crazy. I really think that the Heat still have a really good chance of being in the finals because they played the Bucks in the second round and they handled the Bucks every time they played them this year. And I know playoffs is a different thing, but man, basketball.
it's gonna be good.
Oh,
We can
basketball.
no more hypotheticals. We can actually like
We can talk
sit
about
down
sports
and
on
watch
July
these
31st.
And starting July 31st, I don't know what day that is, but podcast will be back. We will do an emergency for the first day, no matter what happens. Pretty much, yeah.
Dude, I'll do it after every night of basketball, man. Oh, and then you got that. Then they set the draft and draft lottery dates as well, right? I think they set the draft lottery for. I don't have this pulled up.
The draft lottery is August 25th.
Oh, I knew that. And then the draft was like the October
15th.
Cool. Yeah. Let's go.
Yep, July 31st is a Friday, so that would be
nice.
Good little start to the weekend.
Oh. Man, that's going to be really sad. It's going to be July 31st, the first day of the playoffs. The Miami Heat plays like August 1st, and I'm like, oh, you're going to make me wait a day. But hey, man, basketball coming back. I'm excited. I guess that won't be the start of the playoffs. That'll be the start of that regular season. I'm excited. Oh, man, just imagine if Zion weasels his way into the playoffs.
I don't know who I'd rather have the Lakers.
See, like on one hand, I would rather see the Grizzlies make the playoffs because they fought.
I want to see John Morant.
Fought this hard. You know, he had this great rookie season. He carried this team to the playoffs. But like a little part of me wants to see Zion versus LeBron in the first round.
Yeah, dude. If the Pelicans can make it in, like good for them. I'd love to see
LeBron versus Zion.
You got the old Lakers core. You got Lonzo, Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, and then you got the new star Zion Williams.
Where you literally have the 2018 Lakers, but instead of LeBron, you got Zion.
Yeah, so switch teams, switch logos, and yeah. But so I mean, one more thing, yeah, like the season start for next season
would probably be Christmas Day, right?
Had to be December 1st.
December 1st. Ooh, even. I mean, the thing is that. It sucks that it took this big pandemic to make this happen, but I feel like I've probably said this on podcasts before, but the league has always wanted their season to start in December because they want to gear towards getting their season up and running after football's done, so you don't have like that through October, November, really, when it's football, and you have the start of the NBA. They think that will help with like viewing with the regular season because the regular season viewership is always down at the start, and they've always thought that moving in December would help because football would not be there to fight with it. So it sucks that it took this for that to happen, but I would assume from this year on for the rest of basketball, it'll probably start in December instead of October.
Yeah, there's no reason for them to switch back to.
Yeah, I would be okay with it too because then it's like you can focus on football, then you move straight to basketball.
I hated having that old have to pick one or the other, and then now
they'll be separated.
Best of worlds.
And then baseball's, there somewhere.
Baseball is just there. I kind of forget even baseball regular season's supposed to be on right now or not. I don't think so.
The baseball regular season. I mean, it was supposed to start in like March or April or something. So yeah, it'd be like 30 games into the regular season. Yeah. Right now. They're trying. Baseball's trying to figure out a way, but like I said on our last pod, it's just they don't got no Adam Silver to lead them through this. That's for sure.
Nope, they're just doing their own thing over there apparently because I haven't heard any news about that. Yeah. So that's why I kind of figured.
Baseball. I mean, I guess it's a little harder. Like for the NBA and the NHL, they just had to figure out a way to end their season and figure out a way to make the playoffs happen when teams already had records and played games. But baseball hasn't played a game yet. I guess it is a little harder to figure out how to restart a season. It's like you can't just go straight into the World Series because everyone. There's no games.
You don't even know.
Yeah, there's no because baseball is like the most unpredictable like sport when it comes to champions. Because if you think about it, the Red Sox 2 years ago, technically not last season before it, had like one of the best records in like league history and won the World Series. And this year they didn't make the last season they didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah, just I mean, it happens.
It
You
happens
kind
to
of
the
you think
best
your
of
team's
us.
gonna be good, and then it's just
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
I
hard.
mean,
to-
I'm a Sox fan. Like, we won the World Series, and me and my brother go to a Sox game. They lose, and they didn't make the playoffs. We're just like, what happened? What happened there?
It's tough. I mean, I've been a Pirates fan for
Ugh.
my entire life, and it's been pain, nothing but pain. Made the playoffs, I think, one time. It's been sad, but it's still good being a Pirates fan. Never
Arg.
give that up. But yeah, so I mean, obviously very excited for
Very
the
excited.
return of this season, and we finally get the crown of champion by the end of it. It's gonna be good. So I mean, it's gonna be all the players quarantined together in Disney. What can be better than that?
And like where? Like what is it? The technical? It's whatever the ESPN area in Disney's called. What have I got this? I got this. I got this. Power of the internet. ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex. It's 220 acres. There is 89 hotels, I think is what this is telling me.
Holy cow!
Yeah, and it's got 9 venues that can host numerous amounts of amateur and professional sporting events throughout the year. So they got 9 stadiums, I guess, 9 little stadiums. So yeah, it's
Sports at least, yeah.
yeah. So they
Do you know
definitely got
what'd
enough space.
Do you know, it'd be crazy, but they'll never do it.
What?
If they had like a game outside.
Ah, dude, the players wouldn't go for that, man.
Oh, I know, but like,
They have had a. I don't know if it was the what. I'm pretty positive. I'd have to fact check on this, but during Obama's presidency, I think they played a NBA game outside in Hawaii on the beach. Because I remember Obama being like courtside. Hold up, I got this.
kind of sweet.
NBA game in Hawaii outside. I have no clue. I thought I saw something like that, but you know,
That only 4 NBA games have ever been played outdoors.
there, so that has happened. That's crazy.
I'm trying to see if there's one. 2011 game.
That's Obama's presidency right there, 2011.
Suns and Mavericks. It was warm and windless. The Suns won.
Go, Phoenix! Congratulations,
That's kinda
2011 Suns. Who was
There's
on the
been one
rosters?
WNBA game outside. Cool. That's kind of sweet.
Congratulations, Michael Redd, Markieff Morris, Shannon Brown, Channing Frye, Steve Nash. You guys got the win. Go, you
They
guys.
did it. They won outside.
Oh, Goran Dragic was on that team. Love that guy.
The Suns have done it 3 times. Wait, 1? I think they did it every single time. The Suns have been part of it every single time.
You know,
That's kind of cool.
when you live in Phoenix where it's 100 degrees with dry heat, you know, you just want to go outside somewhere that's
You
not.
don't
that.
mind.
It's
You
like,
don't mind it.
It's like you go outside in that 70-degree weather, and you're like, "Whoo, gotta put my jacket on,
Ohio problems.
dude." Tell me about it. So I think
Midwesterners.
Midwest problems, baby. So I think,
But
with that
yeah,
being
so
said, I think we've covered everything we wanted to cover. We just came on this thinking this could be a nice, quick podcast just to get the information out there, and I think we covered that and some. So, Jacob, hit him with it.
yeah, so we will still have an episode coming out on Sunday.
Yes, we
So
will.
this is not our episode for the week. This is just the emergency
Additional.
podcast just gonna drop out. But thank you guys for listening. Like I said, we'll see you guys again Sunday. Bye bye.
Boy.